Welcome back to the MadSpideyverse, everybody. Yeah, just thought I'd do just a random sort of bagging and boarding stream. Not going to be anything too interesting. I'm not really going to be showing books or anything, just bagging and boarding. Just thought I'd do something to kill some time for a bit. Yes, Simon, it was a great thumbnail. Thank you very much. One day I might learn. But yeah, I just thought I'd obviously I got a convention coming up in the this weekend, one of the bigger conventions, and pretty much need to scan some books, so I'm not doubling up on anything. So just thought I'd do some bagging and boarding, some scanning and whatever like that. If anybody wants to join in, hey Sean, hope you're doing well, mate. I'll put the link in the chat. Obviously, you got to show your face if you do actually want to jump in. I don't want any naughty bits being shown. But yeah, as I said, nothing super exciting. Just scanning, bagging, and boarding. Yeah, just thought I'd just do it live. Why the hell not? I don't really need hours. I'm nowhere near anything, but yeah, thought I'd do it anyway. I can just sit here and talk to myself for a while if I really need to. Let's go barcodes. All right, so yeah, anybody's feel free to jump in if you want to. But like I know most of the guys overseas, they're all probably asleep, most likely. I didn't post this on Instagram or anything like that, so I don't think many people are actually going to see it, which is quite fine. I'm happy with that. Yeah, hope everybody's doing well. We got giant size Spider-Man. Hopefully I can find this stuff easy enough, so I'm nothing worse for me. Like, I know a lot of people like collecting certain books, multiples and stuff like that. I personally don't like it. I'd prefer to not to have doubles of anything, but obviously it does happen. So all right. So yeah, so nothing oh, here we go. What are you doing?
What's going on, mate? I got some bags. Books to bag.
Books pile. Yeah, the stupid thing is, I realized I got fuck all boards. I'm like, I'll do a bagging and boarding stream, but I need to scan because I don't want to be doubling up at Oz Comic Con on the weekend. And I realized I got stacks of bags, but I got bugger all boards. So, but I need to scan. It's more just the older books more than anything else, just so I make sure I'm not doubling up and this weekend. So, are you guys going or?
Yeah, I'm going on Sunday.
Going on Sunday, you working on Saturday, and
well, I was supposed to work all weekend, but I asked my boss if I could take it off, and he said if as long as you can cover the shift, then yeah. So I found someone to cover my shift, and I took leave for the day.
Yeah, why not? That's all right.
Well, I figured those cons, the videos sort of do well, so I figured I didn't want to miss that opportunity.
Yeah, get your out. You got to be bloody close now.
Yeah, I was getting close, and then the hours, just because I haven't been making as many videos lately, so my hours kind of dropped again. But I got up to about 38.80 something, and now I'm down to 38.50 something.
Oh, so it's not a massive drop.
Yeah, I just need to do more live streams, really.
Yeah, it's a bit hard, I suppose, because especially this time of the year. Like I know just as much as you guys. Like, this is just an absolute nuts time at work, and you're tired and you couldn't be bothered half the time, and yeah, I'm surprised. I'm surprised I've been able to do videos lately.
Yeah, I really didn't care if I missed this Comic-Con either. It was like, I want to go obviously, but I was like, if I'm not allowed to go, then whatever.
Yeah, you're not gutted if you couldn't go, sort of thing. It's not as if there's going to be like there's no international comic creators. There's hardly any international, even like TV movie people or anything. So it's like, what's even the point?
Yeah, I don't know why they're doing it.
Yeah, I was who was I speaking to? Yeah, I was having a chat with Andrew from Pop Toys, and also had a chat with Colin as well, and even some of the boys on at Yarraville on the weekend. And we're all in the general consensus that why would you do one 2 weeks out of Christmas? It's
Well, it was supposed to be a couple of weeks earlier.
Was it? I thought it was always 2 weeks.
No, the date changed. It was supposed to be on Black Friday week or some shit, and then they changed it because of the election.
Oh, okay. Like, I can understand 2 weeks out from Christmas, they might think, okay, the stalls are going to get plenty of sales because people are going to be buying comics and buying collectibles and all that sort of stuff. But a lot of people have already spent their bloody, Christmas money and stuff and bought all their presents. Oh, we got somebody else popping their head in.
Hello.
Look at this guy.
Going on, mate?
Nothing much, Brody. Yourself?
Not too bad. When's the channel name change happening?
When I do the giveaway.
So the giveaway is going to be like the end of Zars 84?
Pretty much.
So what's it going to be? Zars Collectibles, Zars Comics and Collectibles?
No. I've got a name that I sort of use for a lot of other stuff, and going to transfer that across to this. So I don't think having a personal name as a channel is the best idea.
Oh, a lot of people do.
Yeah, and people have kind of gotten to know you by that name, so
we'll see. I'm not 100% decided on if I'm going to change it or not. It's just coming up with a logo and stuff. If I use my other name, makes it a bit easier. So, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, because there's a few comic book creators, like not big channels, but decent sized channels that are just names. Like obviously they've got like comics or collectibles or something at the end of it. But there are a few.
Well, that was the other possibility, changing it to Zars something, but most people can't even pronounce it. So we'll see when I get past Christmas and actually have a chance to put some effort and some time into doing some stuff. Then we'll make the decision then.
Yeah, I was going to say, you probably need to do something before you do your big overseas trips and that, because you hopefully do a lot of videos and stuff when you'll be doing that next year.
Well, that's the aim. I was aiming to do my giveaway before Christmas, but I don't think I'll have a chance. I literally got home from work an hour ago.
Oh, God.
So, and then trying to do stuff with family and freaking Christmas shopping. I'll be surprised if I get a chance to actually make a video. So, I'll get there eventually.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that's like, that's what I've been thinking. Like, I've been thinking of, because I'm getting closer to 400, so I'm like, I'll do a giveaway or something. But the problem is I've ordered all this bloody stuff from overseas and things like that, like mystery boxes and all that sort of crap. So I'm like, I'll have something to be able to give away. But it's supposed to be, it's supposed to be here. One of them was supposed to be here about 2 weeks ago. It hasn't even been shipped yet.
Don't you have some other slab that you haven't? Don't you have some other slab that you haven't cracked yet that you could give away?
No, the three slabs I have left. No, the GI Joe slab is going to Dale.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you had a recent slab pickup that you could potentially give away.
Oh, you mean that? Oh, yeah. Good luck with that.
Oh, I've been looking through my stuff to decide what I'm going to use for the giveaway. I'm just trying to work out how many things I give away for the first thing. And I found something that I'll use if I ever get to 1,000 subs, which should help me push to get there eventually.
I don't know if that helps. A lot of people do announce like a 1,000, what they're going to give away when they hit 1,000, when they're only at 100 or 200, and it doesn't climb quite as quick as you think. So,
No, I'm not going to announce it until I'm close, but it's a bigger thing that I've had and just don't want anymore. So
No,
might
he's
as
giving
well
away
give
one
it
of his
away.
hot toys.
No, not a hot toy, but a figure. A big Captain American figure.
oh,
But I got something Simon might like.
I've got that, baby.
I might use this in my giveaway.
That's a good one. I bought the entire set of those. There's like 20 of them or something. I bought them all in a set on eBay for like pretty good price. Can't remember what it was, but it wasn't too bad.
No. So if I hit 1 million subs, I might give a hot toy away.
Look at this guy. I like the lofty ambition there.
The hot toys aren't cheap anymore.
Yeah. Because what are they? They started off at what, about $200 when they first came out? Like over
Yeah,
here.
give or take.
Now they're all like 4, 5, 6,000. Just keep going.
Well, the basic ones now are a minimum 400 to 500
Oh god.
for like your little small things. I remember I got Rocket from the first Guardians movie for about $180. Now to get the new Rocket, you're looking around 400.
Oh god.
Have they gotten better though?
Yes and no. Like, how to explain it? The quality's a little bit better, but not enough to justify the price hike. Because when you look at some other figures, like some of the first figures, they're basic, but they're done really well. Now they seem to try to do everything. Like they went to doing real hair, like using horse hair and shit like that. And then some of them have molded hair. So it just depends what you like. But if you're going to be spending $600 on a hot toy, you're better off buying a Sideshow premium format.
I was going to say you're spending $600 on that. You better like it.
Yeah, but I started collecting figures before I collected comics, so I would spend most of my money on that, and a lot of them were gifts for birthdays and Christmas. So, but now I haven't bought a figure in probably 8 months, like a proper figure. I've gotten random little things because I rather spend the money on a book. So
yeah, but that's like everybody though. Everybody's like, you know, their collections change. You know, like it may all be in the same sort of, you know, group, I suppose. Like, you know, it might be all comic based. You might go from comics to figures to statues to whatever. You know, that can sort of, you know, that can chip and change around. But then you might go to, okay, well, I'll start collecting movies or I'll go movie memorabilia or I'll collect, you know, it changes so much.
Yeah, I kind of want to do the reverse of Sean right now. I kind of want to go from comics back to toys or something like that.
Hey,
yeah, but the thing with So when I was collecting the statues, I started off with Hot Toys. After when I stopped Pops, I started Hot Toys. Back then, every new release was another Iron Man or another Batman. So you couldn't get variety. So unless you wanted the same sort of thing all the time, and I'm not a type of person who'll collect every Iron Man that gets released or every Batman. I like to have one or two of something and that's it.
Sounds like
So
Simon with Pops.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, that's why I did that, because when I was collecting the Pops, I wanted every number. I wasn't trying to get every variant and everything of every number, but I wanted every number of Marvel DC released, at least one. I ended up with about 40 Batmans and freaking God knows how many other figures, and they're all slight difference, but because the number was different and I was trying to keep the series going, I had stupid Pops. So when I started doing the Hot Toys, I decided that it's only what I like, and I don't care about having full sets and full anything.
Have you resold any Hot Toys?
Two. I've only ever resold two. So, but I haven't bought a Hot Toy. I can't even remember what was the last Hot Toy I got.
Stanley Guardians.
That's the one I did the unboxing. I think after that I got Nebula. And
no,
that was the last
Stanley
one.
was after, because I did the unboxing. Remember?
Then Stan Lee was the last Hot Toy I bought, and I only bought that because I got it for like a quarter of the price on eBay.
I don't like that you've come to YouTube now, mate. I've lost that privilege.
No more unboxings for you, boy.
I was like unboxing stuff I would never buy or own.
That's right. When I get my next premium format figure, I'll let you unbox it.
All right.
After he does video.
What?
I said after you do a video.
I'll film it and then I'll give it to him. And when he's doing his preview of it getting released, I'll drop mine.
or Sean can do the full video and Simon can do the short.
That could work. That could work. Yeah, every time I do shorts now of unboxing shorts now, it's always I've already unboxed the thing. I just have to fake it out, do a fake out.
I've been doing shorts for the last 6 days, and they just keep going. One will hit 20, next one hit 600, then back down to 60. So my average seems to be sitting around 60, 70.
You had a couple that hit over a K though. I saw.
Yeah,
there's DC Hot Toys, isn't there?
Yeah.
It's mainly movie-based stuff, isn't it?
Nah. Well, back then, yes. Now they're starting to. So technically, Hot Toys and Sideshow are the same thing.
And
now they're starting.
For Sideshow.
Yeah. So now they're starting to do the X-Men comic character ones.
Oh, okay.
The bulk of them are movie variants, but let's see. You can see some of the. I don't know how well you can see.
The Stan Lee one was confusing because it was like Stan Lee Hot Toy Sideshow exclusive, and I was like, "What?"
I don't know how well you can see. We've got Jack Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson Joker.
And then there's the TV series, but they're not Hot Toys. And got Superman and and then Catwoman and the Bat.
Yeah, so it still is more majority movie based more than anything else.
Oh, pretty much. But it also Sideshow, DC will have more options in the figures that aren't Hot Toys as well, because they got DC Collects and Diamond stuff. So
yeah, because Sideshow's basically like, it's almost like our pop culture, because they do, yeah, they have Hot Toys, they have, I think, is it Iron Giant? Not Iron Giant.
Iron Studios.
Iron Studios. They have about 10 different like brands under their banner.
Yeah, so pretty much Sideshow has become the major distributor for all figures and stuff around the world. I've tried that. I'm trying to get one of every brand of figure. So like my big Juggernaut and Wolverine.
Yep.
Is Iron Studios.
And
then I got the Hulkbuster. And then I got like the Sideshow Gambit head.
Yeah. That's the like the half scale one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That Thanos is sick.
Yeah, that's an Iron Studios as well, I think.
That is sick.
You should see the premium format of that from Sideshow. That thing is massive.
Yeah, it's like this size.
How dare you, Brendan? How dare you?
And then,
mate, MadSpidey's shows are all the same name as mine. When are you doing a room tour video, Sean? That'd be a good one. When you change your channel name, that would be a good one to do.
When I clean up this.
Yeah, you don't have to show people that.
That's why I haven't done it yet. I did a cabinet video where I filmed the cabinets, but I haven't shown it. I've filmed it to edit it.
I'm pretty sure that was meant to be an exclusive to me as well. I'm pretty sure.
But I'm still trying to work out this camera, because I filmed a whole bunch of videos with it. And then when I went to edit them, I realized that it stopped halfway and I didn't realize it wasn't filming. And I've got half of videos. So that's why I haven't had any new content, because when I started editing, I'm missing bits. So I'm trying to work out how I'm going to make it into one video.
Can't you just start again? Is it too much?
But what I filmed, I've unboxed. And I was doing an unboxing and opening of a package, so it's all unwrapped and stuff. So
you could just see, normally when I mess up like that, I just tell the truth in my videos and say, "Oh, well, looks like we're doing this again because I messed up."
That's what I'm probably gonna do and just show, because I did tried something different. It's called Doorables. It's a Disney thing. So I unboxed them and I had 3 boxes of them. So the first one filmed half of it. I got the second box completed, and the third box, I only got half of it again. So
I'm sure. I'm pretty sure we've all gone through that.
Yeah. And I've got a pile of stuff sitting here to do videos of.
Scroll.
Yeah. I got it I won it at Playtime or Time Zone.
What, with tickets?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's probably it's probably a bit weird now that, like, because I did one of those like skill tester bloody things and I actually won. Oh, this was probably 5 years, maybe a little bit longer ago. I actually won a GoPro.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what am I going to do with this? I'll just give, I'll sell this. My mate, like, I'll give you $300 for it. It was worth 500. And I said, yeah, that'll do. I only put a couple of bucks into the machine.
I'm never going to have a YouTube channel.
Yeah. Well, I didn't even think about even YouTube, so I was just like, yeah, that'll do.
what do you call it, like an iPad in a skill tester
Hmm.
before, a long time ago. But I win soft toys and stuff like that out of skill testers all the time.
Graded
No,
figures.
dude,
That's a good one
I
to get in. I'd like
I
to own
will
one.
I will never have a graded figure.
No.
I'm not going to waste my.
Carvey brought someone to Collectible Show and Tell when he was on last time. He's got I think he bought it was like a graded Luke Skywalker original.
The only way I'll ever have a graded figure is if we have a grading company in Australia, because I won't be sending.
Yeah, and they'll take just as long because like Neville will have all his toys there, and we'll be waiting for them to get graded.
At least I know where it is, and if I get pissed off, I can go to the place and get it. I sent off books to get signed by Perez, and then he ended up dying. So they're doing a signing with Wolfman and somebody else, and it's been over a year, and they still haven't got the book signed by Wolfman.
My Halo book took over a year.
Yeah, but Halo's one person.
But still.
And if you contact Grant, he's easy to deal with and he'll push it through. But then you have to remember you got people like Neville who send in 50, 60 books at a time.
Chip did a sick shop tour. Did you watch that video?
I haven't watched that yet. I've pinned that to watch later.
He went to this toy store and it was just like, it's like the owner, as soon as you walk in, if it's your first time there, she'll take you through like the shop, and it's like really, it's like a house that's a zigzag. And so she'll give you a tour all the way to the back, and then you kind of like, go yourself back to the front to look at all the stuff. It was really cool. It goes for like 40 minutes, but it was a good shop tour. What's up, Grey Man?
And where was the shop?
US.
Oh, yeah. US.
Yeah, I think it was not too far from because he said he was going to visit again. So
Chips in Chicago, but I don't know whether it was like further out or what the deal was. Yeah, as I said, I haven't watched the video yet. So
I was trying to do one in Forbidden Planet when I was in London, but the amount of people in the shop, I couldn't get any footage of anything without someone walking in front of me.
It's like trying to film at a con.
Just say, do you mind? Yeah. Do you mind?
Yeah, but at least at the con, you can sort of stand back and take a big, wide sort of shot and zoom in and stuff. There, because it was that packed and even the aisles were just not that much room. Trying to do any sort of footage in there was crazy.
Imagine trying to do a video at Evil Empire.
Oh, God.
Yeah. I would say, no joke, Forbidden Planet was probably exactly the same as that.
No way, man. Evil Empire was the most ridiculous.
About an hour and a half drive out of Chicago.
It was, like you literally can't have more than 2 people in the shop. And even then, really, it's a shop built for one. If you actually, because you can't walk down the aisle and have a second person down that same aisle.
No, you need one person in the aisle that's at the back there, and then one person at that like little inletty bit just
right at the entrance, which is all DC. But I'd love to have gone through there. But when that store was still operating, I didn't know anything about back issue hunting. Or
somebody actually asked. Well, when I was in the line waiting to get into Yarraville, the guy that was in the front of the line actually asked about Phil, and I heard Billy say something about he's just retired or something. And I'm like, but I think he's pretty sure he's still got a shop full of crap.
Yeah, I'm surprised he doesn't show up to the comic fairs.
The thing I heard was that in COVID, he was investing, and I think he invested well in something and did well.
No, that's a load of crap. I heard that rumor as well, and I actually asked.
I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure he's been investing in comic books, and that hasn't worked out too well.
No, you don't know how many books he has.
I know. I have an idea.
No, what you've seen in the shop and stuff is
That's
not
nothing.
even close.
No.
From what I've been told by people that really know him, the amount of books he has will probably freak out most people.
Because
he's
I've
been
asked him,
collecting.
I've asked him, like when I used to shop there all the time. I used to say to him, go, oh, you know, I'm looking for this, I'm looking for this, and he goes, oh yeah, give me a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And then I'd go in a couple of weeks later, and he goes, yeah, I was able to hunt one down in my storage units or in my container, or you know, or something like that. It's like fucking hell.
But the last time I was in his shop, I was there for about 3.5 hours, and I just had a list of books, and I go to him, I'm looking for this. Boom, walks to a corner, finds it. Looking for this. Walk somewhere else. No, I don't have it. And he just
He yelled at me
knew
last
where
time I was in
everything.
there.
The one and only time you've been there.
No, I've been
That's
there like
cookie.
3 or 4 times.
That's because you got
Oh.
a face to yell at.
No, the first time I went there, I went by myself, and and that was when I was real green. I had no idea how to hunt through back issues. The last time I went in there, I don't know how long ago it was, but like, yeah, I went in and he had, you know, he just stacks everything on top of the boxes. So there's like piles like this stacked up on the boxes. I was trying to go through them, all the boxes. So I moved the pile. So he goes, hey, can you not move that? I'm working on that pile. I'm like, you've been doing nothing since I got here. What are you talking about? So I literally was like, fuck this. And I literally walked to the back and then walked out. But on the way out, I happened to catch a little, what's it called? Divider thing that had an interesting title. I was like, what? Sam and Max comic books. So I grabbed the Sam and Max comic book on the way out. But if it wasn't for that, he can get stuff
I
himself.
think Bill is a person that you have to get on a good day, and he'll help you find everything.
Or you got to know him.
Yeah.
Or you got to know him, yeah.
If you go in on the wrong day, I think it's just depends what you're looking for will determine how much he would help. But I went in there maybe 15, 20 times, and every time I asked for something, he yes, no, knew if he had it or not, always helped me. So it's just
I used to talk to him. I used to talk to him at the cons as well, because I always used to see him like helping Silver K set up when he used to do Supernovas and Oz Comic Cons and stuff like that. You know, I'd always sort of, you know, go down and go, all right, what have you got for me, or something like that, and you know, we'd have a bit of a chat and a laugh and whatever. So yeah, I've been shopping with him for probably 20 years, but it's been very sporadic.
Buying books from him was only the last 5 or 6 years for me, but if I was ever on Sydney Road and I walked past and the shop was open, I always went in and looked and seen. But it's been the same for me with most comic book shops. I always walked into them and looked and stuff, but I never used to buy anything.
I couldn't go, but the few other times I went to Evil Empire where I wanted to look, I couldn't, because there was like 3 other people in the shop and they're dominating that aisle, and I was like, I can't get in there, and I'm not going to stand around for 2 hours waiting for these guys, because they're all friends with Phil and they'll be chatting away, and I'm like, how do you? It was frustrating to be in that shop. I get, if you're in there by yourself,
you're in, but
if you're in there by yourself, sure, it'll be fantastic. Yeah. Thank you, Mark.
Don't agree with him. His head's big enough as it is.
And he's talking about me anyway, not him.
I didn't get. I always got to work every time the Avil comic fairs on lately. So
we have the same problem. You have to work when the fair's on. I have to work when you're streaming.
Yep.
Because you don't pick a normal day like the other Simon during the week when it's easy.
He caters for the American audience.
No, I'm going to start doing. I'm going to try to do a collectible show and tell at night coming up soon, because just to try it. But that means
I've got a Batmobile to put together on your stream, but you never do one when I can do it.
Is that a puzzle?
It's a 3D. It's not a puzzle. It's like a
3D model.
model. Yeah.
Yeah, but isn't it just made of? Is it made of cardboard or plastic?
It's made out of cardboard, I
Yeah.
think.
I've got like
Let's
Star Wars
open.
ones like that.
You sell it at JB.
Yeah, I know. And you can get Thor's hammer as well.
It's more like foamy cardboard.
Oh yeah, it's got the yeah. So it's almost like like a hard laminate sort of over foam.
Yeah, sort of thing. So, but you've done 2 streams at stupid times.
My hangout streams are normally at night time.
Yeah, on a Saturday.
No,
we've done a couple during the week.
Yeah, Sean, just complaining, mate.
I kept messaging him saying, I've got bags of boards. Do you want to do a stream? Oh, no, I'm busy. I'm like, you want your hours up, don't you?
Yeah, I know, but it's like I have to have, you know.
The ones you've done during the week I've been on, but the last ones you did were a Friday night and a Saturday or Sunday morning because I was on it in the car. But I can't exactly put the model together in the car.
That would be interesting viewing.
That
that's
would be
for
something.
sure.
So
put it together now.
I'm trying to get my laptop to actually start so I can put it on the laptop and put it together. That was the aim. But I don't know how much longer you are going to be streaming for.
I'm going to boot off in a couple minutes. I ran out of bags. I got 1 board left and no bags, and I've got like 3 comic books left.
I haven't even started actually bagging, but all I've been doing is scanning the older books that are already bagged and boarded. So I'll run out of boards very, very quickly. But I'll probably still go for at least half an hour or an hour.
Yeah, I'm going to shoot off in a minute.
Should be long enough to get it going since my laptop's being a bitch. Let's see.
You can.
Russ's laptop died in the middle of the before the stream started the other day. He was in backstage and then just disappeared, and then he came back on his phone because his computer carked it.
Okay.
It comes down to the day. I'll turn it on one day and it'll work like it's never done anything, and then the next day won't even start. I turned it on at 9 o'clock because I seen that he was doing the live stream. So I said, we'll see, I might jump on, and I'm still waiting for it to load up.
Well, you know who to come see, mate, when you need a new computer.
Yeah, I actually need a desktop one, not a laptop, because that one, mine's still running Windows 7.
Yeah, so's mine.
And it's not capable enough to run Windows 10, so I can't update it.
Yeah, no, don't bother. I'll just ruin it.
So trying to get the time to actually go get it is the fun bit. Part 1.
You should have got the hammer, mate. The Thor's hammer. That would look cool. Actually, well, you've already got a Thor's hammer, right? I'm going to guess.
Yeah. I've got a better one. Not a real one, but I've got one that actually has weight to it.
I'm sure you've got a Batmobile that's got weight to it too.
What?
I'm sure you've got an 89 Batmobile that has weight to it as well.
No, I don't. Really? I don't have any vehicles. This will be the first vehicle thing I have.
Yeah, my new thing's going to be weapons, like that bad boy over here. That's my new thing.
I've got marks. Like I've got a full metal Mark 1 Iron Man mask.
Oh, yeah.
And I've got other ones, but yeah, I've contemplated buying the Hot Toys Batmobile, but I've never actually done it.
I need a new affordable laptop. It would depend how much you want to spend, mate, because everyone wants a cheap laptop, but do you want a slow laptop is the question.
Affordable is like my laptop is only 4 years old max, and it's a piece of junk. So I'll never make that mistake again.
What is it?
It is a what is it? What brand? Levan? Oh, Lenovo.
Lenovo.
Yeah,
I was,
yeah,
I was about to say what customers say. Customers always come in and say, "I want a Livono." Let me know when you want
yeah.
to start modding Nerf guns. Yeah, I'm interested in modding Nerf guns. It's more like painting them up rather than modifying them to kill people, though. I know people like to like Remy Q was on my collectible show and tell, and he mods Nerf guns, and he'll put like full metal pieces and stuff in there. $400 to $600 is not going to get you a great laptop, Lauren. You probably want to aim more towards that 600 to 700 just for a mid-range unit these days. I can come around with my Dremel kit. Springs and glue to make some pretty powerful guns.
Yeah, doesn't take much to increase the power on them.
Yeah, one of my old housemates used to do it, but it was just like it'd make it very not that crazy. Anyway, I'm gonna shoot off. Whoa, you drinking beer? You drinking beer?
Mm.
You drinking that cooler? Is that cooler?
No, it's just dry ginger.
Okay.
The hard stuff.
Yeah, it's the hard stuff. There's no brand. There's no brandy in there.
All right, I'm gonna shoot off. Are you going to Comic-Con, Sean?
Yeah, I'll be on Sunday.
Yeah, me too. Sweet.
I thought you were going Saturday.
Yeah, I found out that I had the wrong day for the christening. It's actually on Saturday. So it fucked me.
Cool kids going on Sunday.
That's right. I'll buy all the good books then.
I'm sure my budget's a bit bigger than yours, Simon.
Yeah, your budget will be a lot bigger than mine.
But I think I'm going to have to compete with Neville.
Oh, no one's going to beat his budget. Anyway, have a good night, guys.
Thanks, mate.
Good night. Weekend.
Catch up.
Take care. Yeah, I think Neville will get to all the books from Pennies before I do.
Yeah, and probably even before I do, because I'll be going. I think we're only going on Saturday at the moment, because it's getting to that stage where, like, obviously there's no international creators, so I'm not getting commissions. I'm not waiting around for that sort of stuff. So I'll be literally just going in there, probably doing a couple of laps, do a bit of filming, buy some books or whatever like that, and probably leave within an hour or two.
I'm literally only going because Penny's going to be there, and just to see what they're doing and what it's like at the showgrounds. But yeah,
it's going to be hot as balls in there too, because it's going to be 28, 29 on Saturday, and I think 30 or 31 or something on Sunday. So I don't know whether when they did the improvements, they gave it a little bit of a facelift, whether they actually put some better aircon in there or not, but probably not.
Even if they did, I doubt it'll be on. They're not going to waste it on a nerd convention.
Yeah. Oh, don't tell me I bought a fucking double up. God damn it. That's why I need to update my lists more regularly.
The minute you buy a book, you should put it in your list.
I know. And it's so hard. I've been so sort of like I've been sort of like really like low key in buying books, ever since I won all those auctions, which I still haven't got all those books over here yet. Because I don't even remember what's in those boxes. So I've been sort of hesitant. Now I'm just like, screw it. I'll just if I double up, I double up. I don't like doubling up, but it is what it is at the end of the day.
Of course. But I got into a habit now that whenever I buy anything Facebook or anything like that, I screenshot it. So at least I know what I bought.
Yeah.
because I ended up with a shitload of doubles for my
Oh, no, I
X-Men
didn't.
run.
It's all right. I didn't double up. It's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do have a few doubles, but sometimes, yeah, like as you said, like I've been buying stuff off the Facebook groups, and I might be like it might be just like, oh, okay, I'm buying a fill a run of Spidey 2099 or something like that, and there might be 20 books, and I might have 2 of them, and I'm like, for the price, I don't care that I've got a couple of doubles. I'll just get it so I can get those other ones that I need, sort of thing.
Yeah, of course. I actually just got Spidey 2099 #1 last week. I finally picked it up.
Yeah, I think I actually bought that when it came out. I think.
I had that many chances to buy it and buy it cheap and all of that, and I never did. And then I got a option to buy a whole bunch of books from Mark at Big City.
Yeah.
He had a whole bunch of old school books.
Oh, when he was doing his Black Friday stuff.
No, this was before it. I went in
when he
to
bought that collection or whatever.
I think so, yeah. So I went in to buy a whole to pick up some books, and he had a whole bunch of stuff there, and he let me have a look through it. And yeah, the Spider-Man 2099 was one of the books in there. So end up picking it up.
I think he's still sitting on a collection at the moment.
I
That
would
he
think
hasn't
so.
really. He's sort of gone through it a bit, but because I've asked him, I said, look, when you're ready to, start selling them or do whatever with them, just let me know so I can at least have a look, see if there's anything that I want in there.
I think it's hard for him trying to do all the stuff in the store and then sit there trying to price the books, because that freaking takes hours. And then you have other people bringing in stuff. So, but you take what you get when you get it.
Yeah, well, that's what happened with a guy literally came in, like I was in there, I think it was on a Sunday or something like that, and a guy literally came in about half an hour before, and it was only like, something like 10 or 15 books. Actually, yeah, because Simon was in there as well. So, and he's like, oh, I just, picked up these books for like, $20 or something like that, or whatever it was. And I said to him, I go, oh, give me a look at what you got. And there was a couple of the Lethal Protector Venom series, like the original one, and I still needed a couple. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I'll take them. And there was a couple other random sort of 90s books that I just bought. So I said to him, I go, look, just make whatever you want on it or whatever like that, and so he ended up getting rid of most of them to me. So
it's those sort of sellers are starting to come up a bit more and more lately, because I had a guy offer me a whole bunch of stuff when I was at Billy, but like the sort of stuff I was selling, because they used to have a shop and they sold up, and they want to get rid of all the stock. So offered me the stuff to see if I was interested. So I'm waiting for them to send me through a list of what they've got.
So
Hopefully,
what? It's not books, is it? Like
no,
other stuff?
it's like wallets and stuff that you'd find in a pop culture shop.
Oh yeah.
So waiting to see what they've got, because I might do the shows next year. I'm looking to do Oz Comic Con as a seller, and maybe Supernova. So got to make sure I got enough stock to survive a weekend.
Yeah, and that's what I've noticed at some of the cons that we have over here. It's like you see guys with stalls, and it's like, how much stuff do you really have? It's like ridiculous. And then there's other stalls. It's like, why did you even come here? You got hardly anything.
Yeah, people use it as, I think, as a, what do you call it, just a way to get their name out there.
Nah, it's
But-
all right, Kyle. We're not going to be on that much longer. You'll keep us going here for hours.
I see a con as a complete, my interpretation of like Oz Comic Con, and that should be, it's a Comic Con, so it should be about comics, and that not half the shit we have at the shows.
I have noticed a little bit of a progression, though, that it's not all like as it was getting to that point where it was like, okay, you'd have one comic vendor and then about 100 pop vendors. I have noticed a slight change in the guard a little bit now. Like the comic vendors are starting to come back to the big shows, and the pop guys are sort of slowly going away, sort of thing. So, like, I don't mind a couple here and there, because sometimes I might go, oh, they might have like either Sunshine collectibles or Aussie collectibles. They might have some of the rare vaulted stuff, and I've stumbled across stuff that I've wanted before.
Oh, I've got no issues with those other things being there, but if you're gonna call yourself a Comic Con and have one comic seller and 100 of everything else, then you really should just call yourself a pop culture event.
Yeah, that's right.
It's the same with the guests. We never have comic related guests. And I don't think it's that hard to get creators and artists to come.
Yeah, exactly. Like I know, like a lot of creators, like a lot of US creators that I talk to, like on a current basis sort of thing, and they've said, look, we'd love to come here. So many of them want to come over here, but obviously it's like the budget's not in there because they're spending all the money on the TV and the movie D-list stars that they don't have as much money to spend on the comic creators. So we only get 2 or 3 at the most.
But see, that
current Grail. It depends what you mean, Kyle, because obviously my ultimate Grail is Amazing Fantasy 15, obviously. But yeah, trying to like books at the moment. Like I'd just love to be able to get some bigger books, but it's the money that's the hard thing. But I have a very extensive, large list. Sorry, Sean, what were we going to say?
I was going to say, I don't know who to believe, because like you speak to the organizers of events here and they say that they can't get the people that we say we want. But then when I was in Scotland at the con, like access to the actual celebrities was nothing like what we have here. Like you can sit there and talk to them whenever you want and shit like that. And all of them were saying to us that they want to come down.
Yeah.
But they never get asked.
Yeah, so that's the other thing, because with the comic creators especially, I know Supernova, like obviously in some cases it's not too bad because we get to know them a lot more, because that's the sort of the double-edged sword, because we keep getting the same ones over and over and over again. And as I said, it's good in one way where you get to know them better and you sort of, become sort of almost friends with them. But on the flip side, if you've already got a couple of pieces of art or got a couple of signatures already, how many do you really want? It gets a bit nuts after a while.
And that's why, like with my event, I go back to the comics, but getting comic sellers isn't easy as well. And I get I'm a small event, but you'd think an event catered to comic sellers and wanting people who want comics coming would entice them to to want to be involved, but it doesn't. And in saying that, even Scotland Comic Con, the big con, they held, I think, 10 or 12 events in a year, and they had 2 comic sellers at their event.
Oh, that's crap.
Yeah. So I went there with the intention of hopefully finding a big book, and one seller didn't have anything really big, and then the other seller had big books, but the prices were just crazy.
Yeah.
So, and doing the prices on the spot, so nothing had a price on it. You pick up a book, you ask him, and he gives you a number.
Yes, and that's why, like, you know, because obviously speaking to a lot of the American YouTubers and stuff like that, they're like, you know, okay, nah, this con's a big con. There's always, you know, really high prices. This con's not too bad. I found the general consensus, if you want to go just to buy books, Heroes is the way to go.
Heroes and Villains con. See, when I went to the one in Philly,
called Heroes and I think it's
Heroes and Villains.
I think it's just called Heroes Con. Oh, is it actually called Heroes and Villains? Is it? Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure it's Heroes and Villains, and they do a few shows. But I think Charlotte is one of the bigger ones of the shows that they do.
But like from what they've told me is it's just comics and artists, like, and creators. That's all it is. There's no cosplay. There's no like TV celebrities or wrestling or music or anything like that. It's just comics and just artists and creators, and that's all it is. So it sounds perfect for me.
Oh, it even like the one in Philadelphia, Wizard World, there was a shitload of comic people. Like, out of all the cons I've been to, it's the only one in America, obviously, but just their spread of what they had and their setup and stuff was awesome. Like, it was 4-day con, and it took us 4 days to get through everything. And on the last day, we're rushing trying to get to things we hadn't gotten a chance to see yet.
Oh God! But a lot of them are like that though too. I think that's why people just go in with plans. They just go in, okay, this is specifically what I'm going to look for, and just sort of leave it at that. They don't, you know, whereas us, because we're not used to those like really, really big cons, we just sort of go, oh crap, where do I start?
See, my problem is I was still doing the guest things back then. So I spent a whole day doing guests, and then I hadn't started collecting comics then. So my main thing going there was for the guests. And I had creators there that I'm stupid for not getting stuff from. Like Neil Adams was there.
So that's the same, like, you know, like when you're always going to have regrets, obviously. Like when, you know, like there's a lot of big artists that came out here before I started collecting original art. Like, you know, we had, you know, Jim Lee, we had, you know, obviously he's passed away now, like Carlos Pacheco, Terry Dodson. You know, we've had a lot of big names out here, but I wasn't collecting art at the time. So, you know, and I'm like, well, I missed out on all that stuff.
Yeah, so I missed out on a few, not as big as you, but all because of no real thought to it.
Yeah.
So,
what's this?
And you get into the game too late.
What's an older creator you'd like to have a chat with? Maybe I could get them on my Wednesday show with Gray. So that's the thing, Kyle, that like I've actually thought about, you know, like people have said to me, go, you know, so many artists and creators and stuff like that. Why don't you interview them on the show? It's like, I'm not a good interviewer. So I wouldn't even know how to even start, you know, an interview or anything like that. But yeah, like for you guys, yeah, any of the older like the old guard sort of guys, you know, that are still around, would be good. Hey Tyler, happy birthday, mate! I only just saw the everybody posting happy birthday things. Yeah, older creator, yeah, because a lot of the good ones are they're bloody passing away a lot.
Mike Grell is awesome to have a chat to.
Yeah, I've he was supposed to come out when Armageddon got changed to AMC.
Yeah.
And then for some reason they couldn't bring him out here, or something happened or something, so he didn't go out. And I'd already organised a pre-show commission with him, and he just ended up saying, "I'll just send it out to you." But then he came out again a couple of years later, I think, for
Supernova.
Yeah, I think it might have been Supernova. And
yeah, because that's when
that guy can talk.
Yeah, I got my commission from him at Nova, and the conversation we had was just awesome.
Yeah, he can talk underwater, that guy.
There's a Disney creator, does comics and stuff. I don't know. Most people may have never heard of him. Mike Tooth.
The name
Who-
does sound familiar.
He's done other stuff, but I think he's mainly known for Disney.
Oh, okay.
And he was awesome to have a chat to as well. Neil Adams.
Not yet, Kyle. Still catching up on videos.
Neil Adams was great to have a chat with. I was lucky that gentleman.
You got him on a good day.
No, in all honesty, I tell you why is when we got to the con, we met a Canadian guy who's an artist, and became friends with the guy. So we had dinner with him and stuff like that. And he goes to me, "Have you met Neil Adams yet?" And I go, "No, I haven't had the chance." And he got up from his booth and he took me to meet Neil Adams. And he was there with us. So he was having a conversation with us. And then after he left, me and Michael were talking to Neil for a good another 10, 15 minutes after that. And he was just telling us about working on Batman and all that stuff. So
is it what was his last name again?
Who?
That Michael guy.
Tooth, I think it is.
Is it Tooth or is it Ruth? Has he got a big red beard?
No, he didn't have a beard.
I thought it might have been. I thought it might have been Mike Ruth. Yeah, because he's a Canadian and he's a.
No, but Mike, the
guy.
Canadian guy I met, is a different guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it wasn't him. He introduced me to Mike Tooth as well. But yeah, it was he didn't have a big red beard. He was a short guy. He did have a beard, but it was grey and white, but not red. Not long. Just a normal size beard. But yeah, obviously, if we, like they say, if you knew then what we know now, like I got a book signed by Neil Adams, and I had the option of getting a commission, and I didn't, and I regret it.
Yeah. Yeah, so I've had opportunities in the past and that like that, but I sort of looked at it and went, he's a bit pricey for what you get. You're sort of like I can buy something off another legend, for that same price, but get like 11x17 full figure inked with background, and he's charging me the same price for like a little tiny 6x9 bloody head sketch sort of thing. So I was like, no, I'm not going to pay that kind of money for that sort of thing. And now it's like, maybe I should have just done it.
That's right. And I was contemplating just getting some original art because he had some pre-done
some pages
uh,
and stuff.
yeah. And I go to myself, and then my biggest thing is how was I going to get it through the rest of my trip through America? Because the con was in the first week and a half of a 5-week trip.
Oh God, yeah, blow all your money in the first week.
Well, the money wasn't the big thing because I had the money saved up for the show intentionally, but traveling from state to state with a piece of art like that, making sure it doesn't get damaged, nothing happens to it.
That's why top loaders are useful.
Yeah, but you're still trusting luggage on planes and stuff.
Yeah.
Because the first time I went to America, I sent back a package full of nothing major, just random stuff we bought in America. But when I came back from my trip and seen the package, 90% of the stuff was destroyed. It was like it got dropped in a swimming pool.
Yeah.
So there was no way I was spending that money and posting it.
Yeah, and then going through the risk. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's what Beck did when because she went to the UK with her mum. Like I got asked to go, but I just couldn't. It was just a bad time of year, and I hadn't saved up any money, and I'm like, I'm not going to go over there without any money. So they went for like a month, and she did like all the the Doctor Who experience stuff, and the Harry Potter stuff, and all that sort of thing, and she would just buy until she got like a decent amount of stuff, and then she did what you did. She'd literally like box it all up, wrap it all up, and stuff like that, and then just send it home. But she did all right. Like it wasn't nothing got damaged or anything, but she was buying like a lot of like pins and like badge stuff and and coins and all that sort of crap or whatever like that. So she was able to none of it got damaged. So she got a few mugs and cups and stuff and whatever, but she was very lucky.
Yeah, it just comes down to who's handling the stuff when you send it. Because
she works basically, you could sort of almost call it like logistics sort of style of things. So she knows how to, like, whenever I have to send anything to the States, like if somebody's won like a competition, like a giveaway thing or something like that, she's always the one that I let pack because I'm hopeless.
That first package, the one that got destroyed, like we didn't exactly. This was back in 2006, so I wasn't collecting anything back then. So we just sent like an idiot. You send a package thinking that
it's
you send something that's right, and it didn't work out that way. That's why now I go overkill when I send anything.
So Kyle wants to know which parts of America you've traveled to.
So I've been to LA, I've been to Las Vegas, I've been to New York, I've been to Tennessee, I've been to New Orleans, I've been to Philadelphia, I've been to Hawaii, I've been
Los Angeles,
I've said LA,
San Francisco,
San Fran. I've been to that's the bulk, I think, if I can remember.
So you've covered like half of the country.
So I've been to a few places.
Did you ever go to Canada before? Like I know you're going to Fan Expo next year, but have you been to Canada before or?
Yeah, I've been to Toronto before. When a long time ago when I was a kid.
Okay.
So, but so making the trip again. I've
man.
I've traveled a lot. I like to travel, so And before I locked myself into the whole mortgage and stuff, I traveled first. So I did a 3-month around the world trip with my partner / now wife. So travel's a big bucket list thing for me.
Mm. Whereas Grey Man saying hi.
Hey, Grey Man, how are you, buddy?
Whereas I have done the stupid thing and I've sort of gone, I want to go to the States first. I want to go to a big con, save up lots and lots of money and just go nuts. So if I do it big and do it once, I'm gonna just go big or go home basically. And that's why I've never been overseas.
Yeah, I sort of, with the con, I was thinking that too. Like before, when I was planning the last America trip, when I went to Wizard World, I really wanted to go to New York Comic Con or San Diego.
Yeah.
And then just thinking about it, and then I started seeing the cost of things and stuff like that, and it was just crazy. So I didn't even end up bothering. I said, all right, for my first con, I'll start off with something small, something manageable. That's why we did Wizard World. And then I said, the next time I go, then I'll do something a bit bigger.
Yeah.
So the aim, hopefully, maybe 2024, do New York Comic Con.
Unless you like car racing, guess you'd never be zipping through my neck of the woods in Indianapolis.
Indy, nah, I want to do every state in America.
Oh, now Simon's in the chat back now. How's the model looking?
It's getting there. Give me a second. I'm just putting this piece together and then I'll show you. Yeah, my aim is to do every state in America eventually.
That's a very, very lofty goal.
It is. So
I just like to do it. I just like to go once.
Yeah, but you've also, the way I see it is you got to decide what sort of trip you want and what sort of trip you think. Like the first time I traveled had nothing to do with comics and that stuff. It was just
doing
seeing the world.
The touristy thing.
Yeah, seeing the world. Like we did Paris, we did Italy, London, Spain, Germany, Amsterdam, and then we went to Thailand. We did America, all in the one trip. We were gone for 3 months, over 3 months. So then my trips get more refined the older I get.
Yeah, a bit more focused sort of thing.
So now if I'm forced to go to a country for something, I'm going to find something I want to do close by and go do it. So I went to Malta for a wedding. I went to Scotland for a con. I'm going to Canada for another wedding. I'm going to Toronto for a con. So
yeah, it's probably and that's the thing. Like, I don't exactly want to sort of try and save up. Not that I'll ever go overseas, but I don't really want to save up all this money and stuff like that to sort of go nuts at a con and then sort of go, okay, well, now I've got no money. I've got, what else am I going to do? I'll go back home after going to a con for like 2 days or 3 days.
Yeah, but see, I had the business selling the toys and stuff still then.
Yeah.
So I sort of bought stuff at the con at the same time and bring it back, and I sent some stuff and I sold it and I made a decent amount of money. So I use that side business as a way to fund me going to all these places and doing all those things.
Yeah.
So at the same time, while I'm at a con, I'll be looking for stuff that I can vlog
Look at this
here.
guy. He's already putting in his orders.
No one for you.
I've seen 46 of the 50, 5 of the 7 continents and such, but too close to dead to travel anymore now.
Oh,
Well, that's what happens when you're on disability, Kyle.
I've done 5 of the 7 continents, but I haven't done as many of the states as you have, dude.
Yeah, well, obviously living there, it's a little bit easier.
That's right. But in saying that, I've only seen, 3 places in Australia.
Oh, 3 states.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the only state I haven't been to is Northern Territory, but I've got no.
Sorry.
I've got no inclination to go there because I don't like the heat.
I've seen 4 states. I'm wrong. Sorry.
Mm.
I've been Adelaide, Queensland, and Sydney and Victoria.
Mm.
Oh, sorry, 5 states. If you count Canberra as a state.
Yeah, Canberra. It's it's territory, but it's still classified as a state.
So
yeah, and that's the thing. Like I haven't been to WA since I was like a little kid. Adelaide, we used to go to like Supernova Adelaide in November all the time. Like we did it like 4 or 5 years, 6 years in a row. Queensland, I've only been to a couple of times over the years. Yeah, Sydney I've been to obviously quite a few times. Adelaide, we went there we were driving up to Sydney for a supernova and we stopped over in Canberra. And I'm like, oh, I'll check out the comic book stores or whatever like that. And there was only like, I didn't even know about pennies at the time. And there was only like 2 shops and that was it. And I'm like, well, that's pretty crap. We only stayed overnight anyway. So we just went into the city, found the 2 comic shops, had a look and went, nah, and then went to Pancake Parlor and then went back to bed and kept going to Sydney.
Well, my aim for 2023 was to go comic sort of hunting across Australia next year. If I didn't have the wedding pop up, I was going to try and do probably every con and spend a few days in each place and do the thing, like some comic hunting. But we'll see what happens the year after.
I've mostly been in a drunken state. Yeah, we know that, Gray.
Yeah, it's always a good state to be in, Grey man.
It's not called Ayers Rock, Simon. You should know this. Hey, what's going on, Tony? It is actually night at the moment. It is almost 11 p.m., Tony. Yeah, and so that's the thing too, is that like a lot of the comic shops in Australia have like dwindled in numbers ever since COVID. Like I know Sydney lost over half of their comic shops during COVID.
Oh, I think it was even before COVID they were starting to go, because I went in 2017. We went to Sydney Supernova and we tried to go comic hunting, and I think we found two shops left.
Oh,
and
when did we go? Nah, so we probably would have gone about maybe 10 years ago.
Yeah,
maybe a little bit less. There was, I think we found something like 15 shops or something.
Yeah, no. When I went, so in 2017 I went, the only one in the city was King's, and then there was one other one, and we found out it literally just closed maybe a month before we went to Sydney. And then there was the one in Parramatta, this comic shop. which was pretty good.
Oh, that was that. Oh, yeah, because I remember there was one. Was it Parramatta? There was two in Parramatta. I think there was it was a Phantom Zone, which was very small and had hardly anything. And then there was another one that was a really long shop, and he had a whole heap of Bowens up behind the counter.
Yeah, that's that comic shop.
Yeah,
It's called That Comic Shop Parramatta, or that. It's a decent shop. Like, I found some decent stuff in there over time because it's one of the shops I continuously go to. But yeah, there's not much in there these days anymore.
yeah.
So I think slowly all the comic shops they're either not affording to stay open, or there's just, I don't know if there's enough customer base for them in their own states.
Which sucks.
That's right. But end of the day, like, sometimes one closes, another one opens, if you get lucky. So eventually you'll find someone else who wants to take the leap and open up a shop.
Yeah, I think that's why a lot of people are sort of tending to go online now, because that's like, isn't that what Classic Comics did? The guy, he pretty much he went, oh yeah, well, I can't afford to stay here in the city anymore, so I'll just go to eBay.
Yeah, but why? Like, I really don't shop on eBay because I just don't trust them from a few bad experiences. I get things, but again, someone like that who goes online, then wouldn't you think all these conventions and stuff would be something you'd jump on?
You would think so, but also depends on whether they could be bothered lugging a whole pile of bloody short or long boxes, and doing a hectic weekend and whatever. Whether you can just sort of sit at home and just do it all from home, pretty much.
Yeah. Well, I was surprised and glad to see that All Star was at Billy's event at Yarraville, because they, like, every time I've gone in there to speak to them about my event and stuff, they've always been supportive and helpful, and they always say bring flyers and we'll promote it and this and that. So the fact that they're getting back into showing up to shows is good.
Yeah.
But you saw how many new sellers there were there this time that I haven't seen, but I don't go to every show, so I don't know if they've been there at other shows. But
there was a few newer faces that I'd never seen before.
Right, so I'm not going crazy.
No, definitely not.
And I heard that one of them was Comics As Us. I don't know if it's true or not.
Comics Are Us?
Yeah.
Oh, well, it wasn't Matthew, so it might have been maybe somebody who works for him or something. But
maybe maybe it was those two gentlemen that the first shop you see when you walk in the door, like in the middle, dead in front of your face.
Oh yeah, I didn't really look too much in the middle.
Yeah,
I spoke to Neville, but that was about it.
Yeah, I didn't really get a chance to look at anything. I tried looking before when I was setting up, but I didn't get through that much. So
Simon's asking, did you sell much?
No, not really. Not that show. That show for me just before Christmas is, I
Yeah.
think that
Tristan was there again, Simon.
the people who came out to that show were comic people looking for comics.
Yeah.
Because I barely had anyone even looking at my
there was
stuff.
because there was obviously there was the seller near you that had all the minifigs and stuff, and Beck went and had a look, and she's like, oh yeah, they got a I think they had like a Marvin the Martian one or whatever, because she was looking, she went, oh, I'll just see if they've got one, and they're asking some ridiculous price, so she just walked away.
It's the thing is, as much as it is, because I see things from both sides of the coin. Like you understand why some things have a price that they have, but if like me, when I try and get stuff from America, if the dollar's bad, it's going to cost me crazy. So sometimes I just don't bother getting anything for a while, because there's no
you're
point.
like, who's going to pay $100 for a hat?
That's right. So there's no point in me being someone who has the stuff if I can't sell it because of the price being crazy.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things. Some things are just hard to get.
And I think sometimes, like, especially with these little sort of convention, little fair things, sometimes it has to be trial and error. So, like, for argument's sake, like the girl with the minifig, she'll be like, okay, well, I'll try one show. If she didn't sell anything, you probably never see her again, but at least she tried.
Yeah, but the thing is like I've done a lot of shows and markets and stuff. You can't go by one event, because I went to a show and I didn't sell anything, but I locked in for 3 shows when I booked. And the second show I went to, I sold a shit ton of stuff. Yeah. It's just a matter of who walks through the door on the day that you're there. Yeah,
exactly.
So if the person wants to spend money, then you'll sell stuff. If they don't, then you'll get nothing. And Simon, the date for my next show will most likely be the 12th of Feb.
Oh, that's not too bad.
So the aim is to always be the second weekend of Feb for my first show of the year.
As long as you don't have a place with people who like to park in the middle of the car park.
That's the only reason why I haven't locked in anything yet, because the council has just told me that the function spaces are open for hire. So over Christmas time, I got to go do some inspection and see if I can find a better venue just for that fact. And then if I can't, I'll lock in that venue again for one more show at least. Yeah. And then gives me a few more months to try and find another venue.
Yeah, it'd be nice if you could sort of, like have it like Billy, where you could sort of, okay, this is the spot that I found and this is the one I'm going to stick to, sort of thing. If it works, for all parties, sort of thing. But you've had so much sort of diversity and sort of good luck, bad luck with places that it's a bit hard to find a place like that, unfortunately.
Especially in my side of town.
Yeah.
But the biggest problem is like I found an ideal venue that I'd love to have the event at, but I'm not at a big enough state yet to warrant spending the cost to have it at that venue. So it's something that I'm aiming to build up to. But until I can find that venue that suits for just before it, to have the stepping stone to get to it, I'm pretty much in a FU position. I'm going to make one person happy and piss off another person.
Yeah, and that's the other problem too, is that the bigger the venue gets, the more cost, and then you got to start, okay, well, it's not going to be $2 entry anymore. Now it's going to be $5 entry. Oh, the next one's going to be $10 entry, and then you end up going to get the bloody Oz Comic Con prices, and you're going to be like, no, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah, but see, if I'm going to get to Oz Comic Con prices, I'm going to offer a service that warrants the pricing.
Yeah.
Which ideally, like, I want to get guests and stuff, but until I can know that I'm getting so many people walking through the door to justify spending the money on a guest, it's no point. And then same sort of thing, I catch-22. If I get a big enough venue to start getting guests, then the prices for everything goes up.
Look at this guy. Can I be a guest? No, we don't want D-list stars, thanks.
That's right, Simon. You can be a guest, but you have to pay me to come. And I'll let you do whatever you want.
Oh, don't tell him that.
So, like, I've spoken to some of the local creators and stuff, and they're all interested. And they said they'd be happy to support and stuff. But I got to make it worth my while, worth their while to get them down. Especially like Jamie Johnson and stuff like that.
You can have me for $50. You're a cheap
$50.
shout, Simon.
That's not worth the effort of having you. You need to give me a bit more than that, Simon.
Oh, there we go. Simple will work for bags and boards.
What's the cheapest bags and boards we can get, MadSpidey?
Probably those crappy Ultra Guard ones that I bought the other day.
Oh, get me a bags and boards set, and then I got Simon locked in for life.
There we go. He can he can be the like the compare or something to hold like what's the names, like panels and stuff.
He's the comic relief.
Yeah, you just look at him and laugh.
Pretty much.
Oh god. Oh, come on. Why does everything have to have so many variants?
Because that's how they make money.
Yeah, I know. But it's hard because when you scan the bloody barcode and then it doesn't come up straight away, you got to like search for it.
Oh, be happy that you're only having to look through variants. I've scanned books and it doesn't even come up as the book that I scanned.
Oh yeah, I've had that plenty of times.
I'll scan an X-Men book and it comes up as an Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's happened. That's happened a few times to me. Oh,
and you think, like, the amount they charge for the app and stuff, you'd think they'd have a bit more quality control on that sort of stuff.
Yeah, you would assume so.
So,
yeah, I got to stop buying so many bloody variants, then it won't be that hard.
Yeah, see, I don't buy any. I made the conscious move of not doing that shit.
Yeah, I know. I keep saying I gotta stop buying so many new books and just focus on the runs, you know, like the books that I would normally get for the new stuff, and then just concentrate on my old books.
Yeah, I'm trying to do that. I really don't get a lot of new books, but I'm trying to finish a few big runs before I do anything else.
Yeah.
So, like, I've got 4 or 5 sets that all I need is 3 and 4 books to finish the run.
Mm.
So I want to try and get them all finished before I bother with anything else.
Yeah.
And I see like half the books you were showing yesterday were all from runs that I'm nearly done with.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
that
so
Defenders.
I just sort of dabble when I find them. I just sort of dabble into it, not sort of going after it hard or anything like that. Just sort of pick up an odd issue here and there, but not actively sort of go. Oh, I have to get these numbers and so on and so forth, sort of thing.
The only reason I started doing the Defenders run was because it was getting harder and harder to find the X-Men books.
Mm.
So I said, I'll find something else. Then I got a great deal on number 1, number 2, and about 6 or 7 other books before they took off. So, and I bought the first Starhawk, the character Sylvester Stallone plays in the movie.
Yeah. Starhawk, yeah.
Yeah, I got that
from the original original Guardians lineup.
Yeah. I got that book ages ago, dirt cheap, and I got it slugged. I thought, this is a book that'll go up in value, and it never really went anywhere.
No, character like that, not so much. Like the original Guardians, not many people even know they exist. Everybody just thinks that, the movie lineup is the original Guardians. They don't, like, because Yondu was in the original Guardians.
Yeah.
But then you got Star Fox and Yondu, and I think it's Charlie 27, Vance Astro, which I think was Major Victory or something at one point. And I think there was one other, but I always forget one. Oh, the guy from the movie with the crystal bloody
the diamond
thing.
guy.
Yeah, he was an original as well.
Because I scored the first Starhawk, and when I was doing the Defenders, I started getting all Guardians books. So I've got the first Guardian appearance of the actual team, the one where they're running.
Oh, is that the
Marvel Premiere?
Yeah, I was going to say Marvel. Or no, Marvel's, or is it a Marvel Superheroes book? I think it's a Marvel Superheroes book, like number 10 or something like that. Something like that.
But I was eyeing it off for ages and ages and ages.
That's the one, Martinex. Thank you, Grey Man.
Yeah. So and then
I thought about that. I thought about the original first appearances, but then they're like a lot of them are in magazines. Because Rocket's in a magazine.
No, isn't Rocket in Hulk book?
No, that's his first comic appearance. That's 271. His actual first appearance is actually in a like the Treasury edition sort of things, but not a Treasury edition.
Okay.
So then you got to try and you got to find magazine bags and boards, and you got to buy them, and it's just a pain in the ass.
I just ask Simon; he'll have them. He seems to buy everything.
Because he keeps buying the wrong ones. Like I have a couple of because I actually bought a couple off Neville. I bought a couple of them only because they were like, they had Morbius because it was like Legion of Monsters stuff. So So I bought a couple of those, but that's only because it had Morbius in it. Otherwise, I'm not going to actively seek it. I just go for that that Hulk 271 instead.
Yeah, I've got that as well.
I almost won it on one of the Facebook groups, and then the guy reckons that I bid too late after the time.
Yeah, I've had that argument before too. Sometimes
start sending you screenshots of the time, and I'm like, do what? Because some of them actually have some way of cutting you off, like you can't actually bid after the time.
Yeah,
so
but
it literally go, you cannot put a comment on this. I'm like, if it's done like that, then that's good, because then you know, okay, the time is definitely finished.
the problem is some people get a bit overzealous and have 100 auctions going at once.
Yeah.
And you can't turn off the comments and stuff quick enough so people get in after the time.
Yeah, you should be able to set it up some way to actually automatically turn comments off at a time. I don't think you can, but it'd be good if we could.
See, it's backfired on me a few times where I lose out in that last second and I think it's past the time and they say it's not. And then it's worked out in my favor a few times where I've won books because they go and say that the person was over the time.
Yeah, so I lost that Hulk 271 like that, and I lost first appearance of Elektra like that on the Facebook groups, and I was gutted for like a week after that for both of them, because they were both decent prices.
I can imagine. I can't remember. I won a book of Secret Wars #8.
Oh yeah,
like that, and I got it at a crazy price because I won it in that last. The person waited too long to put in his bid. So
that's the one. Thanks, Tony. Yeah, Marvel Premiere 7, which is in a magazine format. It's got Satana on the front cover. That's the book I was thinking of.
All right.
Yeah, so like the Facebook. That's why I like just looking at the buy it now type ones, because you're like, I'm willing to pay that price. I'll just buy it.
That's why I prefer to just buy everything in person. I wait until the comic shows. I'll bid on books. I get lucky sometimes. I don't others. But yeah, it's one of those things where you win sometimes and you don't others.
Yeah, you win some, you lose some.
That's right.
Yeah.
But
it's going to be interesting at Oz Comic Con. Though I'm interested to see what James is going to bring. Actually, both Jameses.
yeah,
the other James hasn't been bringing many big books. He's just been bringing his bloody boxes full of like $5 to $10 books.
It's you got to try and work out what's going to be best for you in the week. Yeah, in that weekend, you got to try and make up a shitload of money. So
it's going to be like, am I going to get 5 people buying a $500 book, or am I going to get 100 people buying a $5 book, sort of thing?
That's right.
You need a happy medium. That's why people, have their wall books and then they have their boxes.
So, like, I can see why James does what he does, and then I can see why the other James. But then, like for Penny, he needed to make a splash, being his first show. So he's got to make as much name for himself as he can, because not everyone knows him. And then there's also the risk of people stealing shit, which you got to be careful. So,
I just hope he remembers me so he gives me good discounts like last time.
James,
Yeah.
Penny,
Yeah.
he does it all the time. He doesn't need to remember you. He'll still give you a discount.
Yeah.
I remember the first time I went into his shop and he gave me crazy discount on the stuff I got.
Mm.
So it's his, well, not his mentality, but his sort of business approach is like that. The more you buy, the better. That's why you also got to sort of have that rapport with sellers.
Yeah.
As well.
Mm. Yeah. So I actually tried to coax like Tim into trying to bargain a little bit. Like I'm like, oh no, I don't really want to pay this price, sort of thing, and stuff like that. He didn't even budge. He didn't even say, oh, what book are you looking at? I'll see if I can do better or anything like that. No, nothing.
I found with Tim, it comes, the more you buy from him, then you start getting the better pricing.
Oh, so same with Bruce.
Yeah.
Because the first 3 or 4 times I bought off Bruce, and I was spending, like a couple $100, $500 or whatever, even without sort of knowing him, and didn't get anything. And then I think it was like the 3rd or the 4th time, and he's like, "Oh, yeah, I'll take, $10 or $20 off or whatever like that." But that, not the show that just went, but the Billy show before that, he ended up because I spent about $1,400-$1,500 with him. And he ended up giving me like good $200 or $300 off. So
yeah, it all comes down to consistency.
Yeah.
Especially, and also, like you said, it depends where you catch them, what mood they're in. So sometimes Bruce can give you a great deal, and sometimes not. Just depends. But I found with Bruce, the more you buy, the more consistency he gets.
Yeah. Whereas, like I found like that was hilarious. Like, when Penny's game, buddy, to Oz Comic Con earlier in the year, for his first one or whatever like that. And you're standing there talking to him, and I can't do anything. And you're like, oh, this is my friend Simon or whatever. This is James, whatever like that. And he's like, and then he, you sort of walked away a little bit, counting your Scrooge money. And, and then I literally went and picked up a book. It was like a $200 book off the shelf. And I went, oh, yeah, I'd love to buy that or whatever like that. And he goes, yeah, $130. I'm like, you've only just met me. You don't know me from bar of soap. Yeah, okay, I know Sean, but you give me $70 off a $200 book straight off the cuff. So I did a lap of the whole bloody showground, came back, and then spent like another $1,000 with him.
Yeah, that's the good thing with Penny. Like, he's like, you have a conversation with him, and you can be there for 4 hours having conversation with him.
Yeah.
He treats everyone like they're his best friends, which in a way, when you're a businessman, what you need to do, because you need people spend money at you.
Customer service 101.
That's right. But you also look at it is, he did that once. Now, the next time he comes here, like this weekend he's coming here, a lot of people are going there to see him.
Yeah.
And they're not going to think twice about spending money with him. So
yeah, they'll pretty much just hand it over, or hand over fist pretty much with him.
That's right. But the other thing is he was new for us.
Yeah.
So, like, I'd been to his shop before, but a lot of people had never seen him or knew who he was or anything. So he's got that personality that people get attracted to.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, like a nerd to a comic shop. I was gonna say like a moth to a flame, but I thought I'd make it more appropriate.
the first time I met him was in his shop, and I didn't even know he was the owner. Like I went down to Canberra for Summer Nats for the car show.
Oh yeah.
And I said, all right, I'm gonna go comic hunting. So I ended up going into the shop, and he was at the counter serving us, talking to him, and then I find out that he's the owner. So, and that at that time when I went, it was the first time I'd really bought books from him, and I ended up coming back with about 10 or 12 books, and he took a good $500-600 off these books. And there was like big books in there. It's not like they were little things. And even like I bought offline on him. I bought off Facebook once from him, and I ended up scoring like 6 books. And I got a Stan Lee signed Spidey book. And it was only like $300. And for most other people, God knows what price it would have been on that thing.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
And my biggest problem is everyone's probably going to take all the bigger stuff on the Saturday.
Yeah, so that's the thing. I don't know, because I think it's going to be a weird show. I've said it quite a few times. It's like so close to Christmas. Like I know, like just out of COVID, we had that Oz Comic Con like right near Christmas, but people were itching for something to do because we didn't have to wear a mask, or you could go out and all that sort of stuff. So, and that's why that show sort of did so well, because as I said, everybody was just wanting to do something, get out of the house. But this one being so close to Christmas, it's going to be interesting to see whether they get the crowds or not, and whether they get the people. Like they might get the crowd, but they might not get the people spending the money, because they might have been like, well, I'm going to go, but I've already bought all my Christmas presents for this year, so I've got no money left.
Yeah, but I think this show for Oz Comic Con is to test the waters of the venue. I think they're wanting to change venues.
Yeah, I would have left it at Jeff's shed.
No, they're better off at the showgrounds.
No, but the showgrounds, it's like in summer, it's so hot in there. It's ridiculous.
But if they set up the right way, like if they depends how they do the what you call it, where they're going
like the layout.
Yeah, and depending what they do, it's a way better venue, and it's a bit more affordable, like easier to get to.
Yeah, I suppose, yeah, because like in the heart of the city is not always the best idea, but
and it's not cheap, yeah. Like this year for Oz Comic Con, to park twice in the building there cost me $22 each time.
Yeah, whether it's like, I think $10 at the showgrounds or something like that, I think.
Yeah, that's right. And
Or
the
or, or,
showground,
or $5 if you've got an exhibitor pass.
yeah, if maybe next year. Well, not
Yeah.
maybe, most likely next year I will have one. But it's just the showgrounds is a bit more family friendly than the city is.
Yeah, I don't know. I think just because Jeff Shed it's more modernized, so like obviously like heat's not a factor or anything like that, and
Oh,
just one
by
of those
far,
sort of things.
the venue is by far the better venue,
Mm.
but I don't think it's exactly practical for that event either. Like to have to leave the floor to go to the talks in the things, and then if there's a lot of people, you have to wait in line to get in again, and just little things that aren't practical there.
Yeah, I suppose they've all got their sort of good parts, bad parts, and stuff. Like, I did you ever go to it was the second Oz Comic Con, so you might not have been, but they did the second Oz Comic Con in the old exhibition building.
Yeah, in Carlton.
Yeah, that was actually
When they
pretty.
had,
That was a pretty cool con, that one. But the only problem was because the whole top layer was all the guests.
yeah,
All the bottom layer was all the stalls. So that was actually a very good setup. But the only problem was it was a freezing day and the wind just goes through there like a great big wind tunnel. And that was just horrible. But the venue and the acoustics in that place is just gorgeous because, being a big heritage listed sort of place, it's like that. But yeah, that was the one and only con I've ever been to there. They can't get my words out. Never did go back there.
no, that's right. That's when, but see that's when it was probably a good sign from them and a bad sign, because that was the year they had William Shatner and they
Yeah.
had Robert Ingle. So
And Ron
they,
Perlman.
yes, that's right. So they had freaking heaps of people. So that would have been a good way for them to gauge if that venue works for them or not.
Mm.
But then again, also Oz Comic Con now has new people running it.
Yeah, that's right.
So they're trying to find their footing as well.
Mm.
So I'm sure after this event, we'll know what they're thinking and what their plans are.
Yeah, so they'll do the math, they'll do the numbers and all the rest of it, like, sort of attendance and costs and all that sort of stuff, and go, okay, yes, we'll hold it in the showgrounds from now on, or no, we're going to go back to Jeff Shed.
Well, there's got to be something in the pricing for Supernova to be able to offer a stall so much cheaper than Oz Comic Con does.
Yeah, and that's the other sort of thing too, especially from a seller's point of view, is that they it is literally so much cheaper. Like, you could basically buy 2 spaces for the price of 1 space at bloody Oz Comic Con.
That's right. And we just you don't know if that's just because Oz Comic Con is being greedy, or if it's because their costs are actually so much more.
Yeah, because Supernova's never done Jeff Shed. They've always been at the showgrounds. They've changed buildings in the showgrounds because they originally, you go into the main car park before, like, the TP thing or whatever like that, where they have the artists and stuff. the building on the other side of that main driveway that goes through the middle is just a very long, sort of thin building. The whole thing used to start off in there.
That's right.
And that was probably 15 years ago, I reckon.
Yeah.
And I'll always remember that the first supernova they had, because John Rhys Davies, if you remember who that is,
Indy. I met him in Scotland.
Yeah. He tried to pick up Beck.
Yeah. He was at Scotland Comic Con this year, so we met him this year. He's still same sort of bloke.
Yeah.
So he was great bloke to have a chat to. He was coming, so he was meant to be at his table at a certain time, and for whatever reason, I'm not sure why, he was running late. So he gets to his table to do the signing, and he's in the middle of the line of the people waiting to see him, chatting and thing, and not even doing his own signing.
No.
And obviously the people were loving it because he's in the middle of them, chatting to him and thing,
They
and
don't have to pay for anything.
pretty much. And that's the funny thing. Like, you could pay for autographs at the table, or you could get your tokens, but you could also get selfies, and you pay for them at the table. But most of the actors were just getting up and having selfies with people without even paying for them.
Yeah.
So, and it's just like the way the guest scene here, I think it's all on the shows and not the actual guests. Like, they must restrict them from what they let them do.
Yeah, it's I suppose sometimes it depends on whether they've got handlers and stuff as well. Like some of the stars do bring handlers and that. Sometimes they'll sort of set the guidelines. They'll basically say, now we don't want you shaking hands with people, or we don't want you taking photos with people. If you do, you got to charge for it and stuff like that. And they sort of set the guidelines. Which is weird, because you think it'd be the star that would set the guidelines, but
every star at Scotland had their handler, and literally the handlers were the ones enticing most of the stuff.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, they were like, when I went to Peter Cullen and Frank Wexler, I wanted to get my thing personalized, and I asked, can I get them to do this? And at first they go, no, they're not personalizing things. And then the handler goes, oh, what do you want? And I go, one of them was what do you call it, All Hail Megatron, and the other one was just the Autobots Assemble. And she goes, oh, I wish everyone just picked the simple things for them to do. Because it seems like people go there with quotes 4 pages long that they want them to write.
Oh yeah, like full lines from the movie and all that sort of crap.
So if you be fucking greedy, then that's when all that shit starts happening.
Yeah.
No, you can't have this, you can't have that. It's common sense.
Yeah, exactly.
But we as Aussies, I don't think, have much of that.
Yeah, I've seen some pretty weird sort of stuff, you know. told me, oh, was that me? Yeah, I think I froze.
Yeah.
I think I'm probably getting hot.
Been nearly 2 hours. I'm surprised my phone kept going. Simon. Hello.
Yeah, there we go. Back again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I'm freezing again. All right, I better end it before everything dies. All right,
good.
cool. Thanks for hanging out, mate. Greatly appreciate it. Thank you to
Not a
everybody in the
problem.
chat. Greatly appreciated. Can you quickly show us what you've done before I freeze again? Oh God! So you're almost finished.
Not close, but we're getting there. We got the blow. So
Get at least you got a decent start on it.
got a half a Batmobile. I'll finish the rest next time Simon does a stream at a reasonable time.
Yeah, exactly. All right, everybody. Take care.
Take care.
And I'll see you soon. End broadcast. Here we go again. Come on, end.